Now with an alert about the dangers of vaping, a seemingly healthy Texas teenager suddenly unable to breathe and hospitalized with lung failure. His doctors suspect vaping was the cause.
Vaping could be to blame for nearly 100 severe lung illnesses.
Teens are reportedly using vaping devices in record numbers. The U.S. Surgeon General has called e-cigarette use among youth an epidemic.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention just announced an investigation into 94 cases where e-cigarette users inhale the vapors.
The CDC has identified 153 cases of severe lung illness associated with e-cigarette use across 16 states.
His Instagram videos show the tube doctors put in his chest. 2 days later, a surgeon operated to repair the hole in his lung. The surgeon told CBS News Amorata's lungs were inflamed, which could have come from something he'd been inhaling.
It felt like I was genuinely having a heart attack.
Like you're having a heart attack?
Like I was having a heart attack.
Jewel declined to comment on his case.
Across the nation, as well as within Bowling Green, more and more teens are being hospitalized with severe respiratory issues connected to the increase of the use of tobacco and vaping products. According to YaleMedicine.org, to vape is to inhale vapor created from a liquid heated up inside a device. E-cigarette companies, such as Juul, are being sued across the state of California for their ads being targeted towards teenagers and young adults. ABC News states that under intense pressure, the company has suspended its U.S. advertising and halted sales of all but 2 of its flavors, menthol and tobacco. However, the company does not claim any blame for these reports. What used to be considered a safe alternative for cigarettes.
Blue lets me enjoy smoking without it affecting the people around me, because it's vapor, not tobacco smoke.
Has now become a nationwide epidemic, putting young lungs and young lives at risk. We interviewed BGSU freshman Brayden Dean-Scheele to better understand how vaping has impacted his experience on campus.
This year, I just came out of high school, and vaping last year, I can tell you, was very bad in my high school. Not only did it affect just normal students, but it also affected a lot of athletes at our school. I know on my football team, we had about 2 or 3 people get kicked off because of vaping, and really hurt our team. The vaping spots, usually, I feel like, were definitely the bathrooms. Kids would just walk in there, and I know even I've gotten stories that kids would just hit them in class, and I don't know how they do that, but so my principal, the Sentinel Tribune, our local newspaper, did a video on vaping and dab pens, and he confiscated over 20 of them, had to be, a lot of them, just from walking in the bathroom and finding kids using them. Me, myself, I did used to vape in high school, and when all the health concerns started to arise in the news and stuff, I had to stop. That stuff is scary and it's new, so I really don't know what it's about, Not only have I watched it affect my school, but a lot of personal people close to me or just friends of mine have been admitted to the hospital because they complain about wheezing. I know a kid whose lungs collapsed. He had to be in the hospital for about a week or 2. It was not good. So, especially seeing all these kids around me being hit with all these health problems, I had to stop. It just was a time and wasn't right for me.
Older smoking commercials use doctors to promote certain cigarette brands, as well as targeting women, stating it will help you slim down to entice users to spark up.
Well, if you were a doctor, it would be often, and generally there isn't much time to spare.
This night work's kind of rough, isn't it? That's right. But a Camel's always a pleasure.
According to this nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Rich tobacco flavor flows through to you. Try York.
Never a flavor so rich, York. Never a taste so smooth.
Commercials during this time period intended to sell more to adults. This has since changed with the invention of e-cigarettes. As previously mentioned, companies such as Juul target teenagers. So what do we do to fix this problem? How can we stop this epidemic? As we mentioned, advertising is quite powerful when it comes to selling these products. So, naturally, one of the ways to stop this problem is through advertisement. Movements such as stillblowingsmoke.org and Truth are just a few of the people leading the fight against e-cigarettes and vaping.
I've been vaping, but it's safer than smoking.
One Juul pod contains as much nicotine as 20 cigarettes. 20 cigarettes.
Huh. Across the nation, as well as within Bowling Green, more and more teens are being hospitalized with severe respiratory issues connected to the increase of the use of tobacco and vaping products. It's time to change that.